tell the parents, and they're only kids, they can shake hands and continue playing.
Mm-hmm.
I said it'd be fine. When we approached the parents, there was two ladies, four men. One guy stood up and said, "Don't tell me about my kids. How dare you? This is Old Beach. This is Old Land. You're only here a tourist. You're only here on holiday." I said, "Correctly, I'm only here on holiday. Don't get cheeky to us. Now piss off." Down. Footballs kept getting kicked towards us and kept looking over and being rude to us. So I said, "Look, we're only on holiday. We don't want no trouble." "Trouble," he said. "I'll bloody give you trouble, you airy stinking gypsy bastard." Sorry, he didn't say gypsy at that stage. He said, "You airy stinking bastard, go back home." We're highly intimidated in that stage. A little bit of mess was left, but anybody in the right mind would know they wouldn't have a chance to pick mess up if people's getting around them and being highly intimidated. Locals start spitting at my family, calling names, calling Irish scum. We're not Irish. We're not gypsies either. We're English citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know a lot of Irish people, and I think they're very, very nice and friendly people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there should be a racist against Irish either. When I got in the car, one guy jumped into the car and tried to ram us. Thinking that we're in England, we tried to ring 999. It didn't go through. A guy got into the car, I'm not sure if it was two, I did only see one, got into the car and tried to follow us. And when we turned left, he tried to ram us.
Mm-hmm.
And we turned left and right, and we barely got away. So we were all followed, with my nephew being so upset. And the word he used, "I'll knock your brains out," was used with the guy, the boy who hit him. And he said, "I'll knock your brains out." So it is very inappropriate to say that, and I do not agree with it. But he was using the same foul language what the little boy was using. He was saying it against the lady. He was very, very upset because he was assaulted. In the Burger King, the immigration come and served us, and was police. The police was fine, immigration was fine to serve us, and to go home. And basically, the camera crew come. They were all over us, being very rude, intimidating, recording us. Tina said, and I believe she was never in that petrol station. It was other two people seen, one guy with glasses and a girl walking out with stuff. Okay, and then you turn around and see that basically it was a lady there that looked like Tina. Tina was forced to plead guilty. Now, Tina's 7.5 months having a baby. She had to stay in overnight. The solicitor said that basically you haven't got bail addressed. They're not going to give you bail. The only way you're going to get out is here if you plead guilty. When the judge, we respect the judge very, very much, because the judge said, "Look, this is absolutely outrageous, a first offence, and she's been having a baby, and she was housed in custody. This should never have happened." So the judge just basically gave her a fine of $50 and left her out.
So you're saying that it definitely was not Tina or any member of your family that stole anything from the Celtics?
No member of my family stole anything at any stage in New Zealand.
Okay.
Brought up that way. We was not brought up that way. We do have money, and we were happy to pay for our goods. Before Tina was left out, my mum was chased up and down the road, intimidated. You can actually see that on the videos. You can see how she's being intimidated and the way she was intimidated and followed. My mum said nothing back to nobody. They were all around her, on top of her, all around her, on the side of her. As she tried to run, they all followed her and chased her. Now, you can clearly see that on the video, okay? You can clearly see where she was being chased, okay? And that respect, that ain't right, okay? There's that going on in the corners, basically saying a lot of bad stuff. We are a respectable family. We are a British family who come here as a Commonwealth country to see New Zealand, see the hobbits, and see the mountains. And the way we're being treated, intimidated, we're scared to leave, we're scared to move, we're hiding at the moment, we don't know what to do. The mayor is supposed to be a professional leader for a city, okay? It's not a third world country, and I believe a third world country would even act like this. He turned around and started calling pigs, Irish, this, that, and the other, were garbage. And I don't think that he should actually be the mayor and running any town or city what he's running. I'm not sure what he's running, but I I believe that he should lose his job for that reason, because he should not be talking about other people.
Can I just ask you, there's been lots of reports that you guys arrived in the country on November the 29th, or some other people have said December 29th. That's just totally incorrect. You all arrived on January 11, is that right?
We have proof and evidence. Well, the evidence, you guys got evidence when you said we landed on the 11th, and we changed in Hong Kong. So evidence is there. I got a ticket. I can give you a flight number right now. You know,
Oh no, I hear what you're saying. You're right. I was just more clarifying, and I'm just wondering,
yeah, of course.
did you all arrive here as one group? You all arrived on the same flight. You all arrived on January 11, and you came here on a holiday to New Zealand, as in none of you live in New Zealand. You don't have family in New Zealand. You all came here on a holiday in New Zealand. Is that right?
That is right. When we're on Facebook, social media starts mention about restaurants and so on. Restaurants that happened in the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. How could that be us if we landed on the 11th?
So
it do not make sense whatsoever. They're tying everything what's going on. They're tying it on my family. And it's absolutely ridiculous, to be quite honest with you. Please, none of my members of family did nothing wrong. We respect New Zealand. We respect the people who's in New Zealand. I met Kiwis in England before, and I always said I want to come here because watching the movies of the Lord of the Ring and everything, my nephew is a big fan of it. And I believe that none of this would have never, ever happened. And I believe that whatever's been going on, they're tying us all up with the one brush and with the one rope. Actually on the mountain, camping, hiding for our lives. The thing that we did is left a little bit of mess on the beach. We have to go for our life. What would anybody do? Would they stay around to clean up and risk to be beaten up when you have kids? We felt completely shocked. Listen, it was appalling, absolute appalling, that we actually felt that we've been treated as animals. This is not a third world country. People don't, you know what I mean, they don't get treated like these in Commonwealth countries. They do not. We're supposed to be part of New Zealand. Met some guys as Kiwis in the UK, and they tell me how nice this country is, and I always wanted to come here. And I'm not blaming everybody and saying everybody's the same, but the way we've been treated in the comments is on Facebook. And also, your guys, I'm not saying you as yourself, I'm saying your guys, the way that they're bullying a kid, they're bullying us. Your guys is absolutely bullying us. They're putting on, they're mistreating us, calling us names, saying a hell of a lot of stuff on. But if I can be in this country up to 6 months, because I'm a British citizen, okay, but they turned around and called us Irish. Go home, Paddy. Here's your notice. From that stage in Hamilton, we already been through a lot. We're being threatened on the beach. People saying they're from the motorbike gang. Ramming us off the road. I'm telling them that. Ramming us off the road. Spit on. Called scum. My little nephew getting called every name. We're 2 days hiding in the mountain for our lives. We're feared. On the Facebook, on the page that they made, they're talking all sorts about us. Yes, keep a watch on them. There's the registration. Now they've got the registration of our car. We're scared to even go to the airport. We're scared on the way to the airport something's going to happen to us. We're not scared of the police. We're more scared of the social media and the locals. More than anything of the locals we're scared of. The social media don't give a care about us. We're supposed to be flying for next week. But as I said, we're terrified of our life, you know. And this is supposed to be a relaxing, beautiful holiday country that you could visit. And it just all went downhill. That we're down a lot of money on swapping cars and basically running. We had to leave. We paid for our hotel rooms. We had to leave behind. None of that happened. You had a little 3-year-old guy pull the finger. End of the day, it shouldn't have happened. It's inappropriate. But end of the day, look what's been going on. Look how we've been intimidated. End of the day, nobody got aggressive. There's no family of my family member is being aggressive. Okay? And the situation of my nephew pulling the finger, I don't believe, okay, yes, it is wrong what he did. He's only a kid. Shouldn't be parks and marks of kids. And I believe that with the pressure and built up, we were just scared. He was just, kind of fighting back. We were scared to death, feared for our lives, and we just didn't want to say nothing back to them. We just kept running. We're just scared. I believe that they're mistaking us for Irish, and if they are, as they are, I think is highly a racist. Look, I'm from the UK, and you can ask other reporters from the UK. They think we're Irish, and because of that, they are being very racist. The immigration see no passports. We have British passports. They didn't see no Irish passports. So if we're Irish, where's our Irish passports? It's a beautiful country. We would never treat your country in this kind of a way. There's all a big misunderstanding, and I believe that just leave us. Just we've been treated very bad, and I believe we should be just left alone. And we're badly bullied. We don't want to take appropriate actions and legal actions against anybody. And we were contacted by a very, very high solicitor in London. He said he wants to take this to Brussels, take this to the European Court of Human Rights. Okay, said that he wants to take the case, and he wants to also take the case against the mayor and the social media. So, do you think I got a strong case if I did that?
I wouldn't know, John. I don't. I'm not a lawyer, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that.
He does. He does. And to be honest with you, we've been through enough already. We have lost our holiday. We've lost a lot of money. We've been through a lot. I don't want to. We're not the kind of people that likes to bite back. We just want to be left alone. We don't want to bite back. But we are talking as a family. I believe it is appropriate to do it in one respect as how we've been treated. But we believe that this is a Commonwealth country. It's part of the UK. We have every right to be in this country as any other person. Me, like yourself, you once upon a time come from the UK. Because how Maori people was treated in this country, they understand our story, and that's why they're more with us than against us. And I think the white Kiwis is a lot of racist people here for no reason. I just want to add that.
Okay.
Yep. I just want to add that there. Because we've been rammed off the road. We've been hiding up in mountains. How can all this be right? How can this be right? New Zealand is a lovely country, and the real New Zealand people, the Maoris, is the only one that's being good to us. They're the only one that's been from the mountains. They got the car and drove down to the shop and got us sandwiches and water and what we needed. They're the one that's treated us good. And we had to go to a third world country. We would have been treated better. But my wife lost her heart tablets.
Yeah.
Her heart tablets, she's lost them. And we need to go to the doctor, but we're frightened.
Okay.
We are frightened. She needs her heart tablets. And the doctor told Tina that she can't fly. She's too far gone with her pregnancy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know what we're going to do.